Test one, two. Okay, here we go, guys. And guess what? Um, went skiing yesterday. I'm glad I did too, because you know what? The end of the skiing is just around the corner. Freezing level is going to rise to about 2,600 meters here in another couple of days. And that will be just about it for uh, skiing for a bit, I think. The models are predicting, anyhow, 2,600 meters is quite the rise in temperatures. Let's take a look at that. Second screen. Right, so over these days here, we're looking at some really high uh, freezing levels. So that puts them pretty close, 2,600, about 8,000 feet. Um, don't know what to tell you guys. You might want to start tuning up your mountain bikes and doing things like that, but I am not sure. Yeah, it was when I was at the lake yesterday. We skied over. We did Purple Bowl and then did a run down Pipestone in the afternoon. And skiing was good. Conditions were really good. Conditions were excellent, actually. The just top to bottom bottomless pow from on Purple Bowl, and it was really cool up there. Not very hard to get to. It isn't long before you're up in using those lifts there is pretty handy. Um, as far as anything else goes, ice climbers, I'm not even going to deal with you guys anymore. Anybody that's out there gets a rock in the head, you had it coming. I want to reiterate, I heard some people complaining the other day, but you know, if somebody knocks ice down on you and you're below them, you know whose fault it is? It's not theirs, right? It's your fault. Okay, so keep that in mind. You put yourself in that position. You don't need to compromise their safety. They don't have to compromise their safety to by making marginal tool placement. So just, I mean, if you haven't got that much experience and you start running underneath people and you expect nothing to happen, well, and it does. What do you think's going to happen? Um, the avalanche conditions are pretty good right now, calling for, I believe, mod low low in the Banff region, which is cool. Yeah, there's Banff. Uh, Excellent alpine ski conditions. Continue to watch things through the snowpack since cooler temperatures have limited the transition to a true spring snowpack at higher elevations. Keep watching for anomalies and enjoy the week. So anything that would be strange, you know, getting into places that were cross-loaded, overloaded. And that's the thing. The winds have been so weird this year that you can't even. Things just aren't normal. That was quite obvious yesterday when we were up on Purple Bowl. There's areas that are just scoured clean with huge wind banks, and I've never seen them before. And that's pretty much the tale of the year here. Avalanche Canada. Where we were looking at mountain weather forecasts. I don't know, man. Anyhow, you know that accident the other day that was on Shoal? So this is Shoal here, right? This are the area here. Look back here. So you can see this is Lake Louise. This is where they toured up and they came up through the trail here, came out here through this pass, dropped down, and then came up this basin in here. This is really aggressive. And then somehow worked it up here, and we're going into here and released somewhere, I believe. So no, maybe it was here. But anyhow, it was like in here, but these huge cliff bands. So it caught these kids right in here releasing, And it took the one kid all the way down this cliff band, like over these cliffs. And these, these things are like 4, 5, 600 feet high. So, but I heard the kid made the transition. His surviving buddy rolled out of it, self-arrested, and then transitioned, looked around at, there was some debris around where he was, checked it. They couldn't get a signal for his buddy. Had transitioned and got all the way down here in less than 15 minutes. That's pretty freaking impressive. And then searched the area and then located his friend, dug him out, but unfortunately he was dead by that time. And Parks Canada came in, and they had already there was a team of guides who were on a recreational day that were right here. They were just about to ski this pass when they saw this accident, and one of them actually filmed the avalanche happening. And then while she's filming it, you can hear at the end they go, she's going like, "Oh my God, look, there's somebody up there standing," and you could just barely see, I guess, up here from there. And there was somebody standing in the debris, or not in the debris, but where the avalanche was. And then somebody got up, the kid that self-arrested got up and walked around. And that's when these guys came in and assisted with the rescue. So these guides came down here, came across. And so by the time Parks showed up, they'd already dug out a heli landing and had evacuated the body to a position where they could do the extraction. Um, so, I mean, it was good work done by everybody. The unfortunate part is that young kid losing his life, which is terrible. Um, and but looking at the terrain, it was super aggressive terrain. Apparently, this kid had been skiing some pretty amazing shit this year, like the east face of Cascade over here. Like you had to rappel into that thing to ski it, and then actually skiing it. It's freaking pretty freaking out there. And then a few other things he had done, right? So anyhow, that's the information I got on this accident that happened the other day, which was coming from a pretty reliable source down to Lake Louise. Here's where they were. Here's where they came through, down, up, worked up this basin here, worked up this basin here, released, came down there. Um, Excuse me, a different perspective, does it? Does. Gives you a little different perspective, eh? Where's Surprise Pass? Right here. This is where they were looking at. Huh. Um, what else can I tell you guys? So not much. I'm gonna have to sign out of this. Somebody's saying, should I do a podcast? And I'm thinking, might be interesting, eh? I don't know what to do one about though. I gotta find something to do. I'm bored. I'm bored with my life, man. Bored with it. Even though my life is better than your vacation, I'm bored with it. I'm bored with your vacation. So, I don't know what else to say. Here's me in Cuba. Never thought I'd go to Cuba, but I loved it. I love Cuba. Still a poor country, though. Everything's made of cement there. Doing the dance class, doing the dance off. Even Tyler, so young. There was a fashion show going on that day. People were checking it out. Oh, the maids do this. These little things are so cute. Geez, I didn't look half bad back then, did I? Had brown hair at least. It wasn't that long ago. I must have been dyeing my hair. I will say though, I will never go to another all-exclusive resort. Those freaking things are so boring after a while. I remember taking this picture, the demonstration of what not to do on ice. Like just falling into it. I mean, you can stand up on that thing, right? But you scrape your belly along the ice. The difference between there's a guide on the right-hand side and that noob on the left, it's a client of some sort, and just a difference in their stance. Fear will do that to you, though. I got a jacket like that. You know, it's funny. I only went ice climbing once this year with Avon. That's pretty unreal for me. Hot chick at the ice climbing. Need more of those. He's not even wearing crampons. He must be just a visitor, tourist. I think I'm doing a teaching video here. Stand, how not to stand. Yeah, I remember doing this. My pencil tool, me looking all pro, Joe the Pro. The old ice screws, remember those, eh? Now everybody's got aluminum ice screws. I'm not as crazy about the aluminum as I like the weight, but in cold, wet ice, they don't go in very well. What I like about the Black Diamond ones are they're like a little bit larger than these screws and the other Gravel screws. And so you can overbore, like you can rebore a hole and the threads catch. And that gives me a lot of confidence when I rebore somebody else's hole, because some of these things are so picked out these days that you don't really have a choice in the matter. Ooh, Lisa Paulson. There's my old man. He's dead now. A year or so before he passed away. Smoked right up to the very end. Couldn't even walk, but he had to have his smokes. I just go through stages. My problem is I mix tobacco with weed, and so I get addicted to the tobacco. Not the weed, the tobacco, but then I use the weed as an excuse to smoke more tobacco. Head smashed in, buffalo jump. I try to take the kids around, get them culturally, see as much of native studies as I can give them in this realm. And so we went to Head Smashed In this time and checked it out. This is where they used to run the buffalo over the cliffs. And there's a big cliff here. So they would migrate the herd somehow, get them to travel into this direction, probably using a combination of, hiding under wolf skins and things like that, setting up some cairns, inukshuk type things to keep them on track. And then somehow, I don't know whether maybe they burn the grass behind them or something. There's the prairies, eh? Southern Alberta has got quite the wind farms going on. And there we are. There's the mountains of Southern Alberta. We used to live down there. Lisa ran public safety for Parks Canada at Waterton Park for a couple of years. And so we still had a house in Banff, and I would migrate between guiding in Banff and spending time with Lisa. She'd be so lonely down there, all by her little lonesome. So I would spend as much time as I could. I liked Waterton. There was just nothing you could do there. Like they didn't even have permits for guides to work there. Like you couldn't get a permit to freaking uh, work. And the public safety guy before she took over, guy just hated climbers. Like he hated anything to do with his freaking job, or that would possibly make his job harder. So, um, yeah. Hey, Jared Shaw. You know what? Hey, Jared. How's it going, buddy? I well, I'm glad you know I got quite a few though. I'm kind of run out of things to make videos of, or um, where are you from, Jared? You must, for a few years, it'd take you a few years to watch the ball, wouldn't it? um, where was I? Oh yeah, yeah. I love this country down south, eh? This is southern Alberta. Too bad we got such a fucked up government here right now. Fucking Jason Kenney. God, what an idiot. What a freaking idiot. But I don't know. They voted him in. He can't be that stupid. So he was smarter than me. I can see our RV. Too bad Avon's hiding her face. I like this picture. This is us in our younger days. This isn't that much younger. She's about 5, 6 maybe. So it'd be 8 years ago. God, I've aged a lot in 8 years. Eh? Lisa's looking good. Louise Falls. Freaking look at the cracked off there. Eh? That pillar cracked, the right hand pillar. Usually there's a big pillar that's formed in here. Now this one formed inside of it. Huh. I remember this, yeah. That was a while ago. Get the info on that. See when that was. December 6th, 2014. 2014. So it's 21, 6 years ago. Yeah, this is when it was a nightmare of people behind this pillar trying to waiting in line to climb it. This guy, I remember thinking, God, he's got a lot of crap hanging off his harness. See how low these things are? You don't ever want your stuff down this low because you kneel down, you can hook these things onto your crampons. You don't even know it. You get halfway standing up, and then suddenly your crampon, on ice, that's not good. And then he carries everything that he's got on his harness. Like that could be in your freaking pocket, this ice thing. You got so many pockets on you. I just keep everything really clean and close so that the only thing that are hanging around on my harness is it's got like a knife, something else in here. Just amazing. It's got the couple of prussics. Well, you need a prussic, I suppose. Wouldn't hurt to have one handy. Uh, these runners and stuff, but it's what you call a Swiss Army harness, where you're trying to hang every single thing off of it, and it's more of a pain than it's worth, actually. Oh, I remember this gig. This guy that makes these prints in the snow, like pictures or paintings or something, but he does it with footprints and snowshoes. And he runs around on a big empty lake, and then when he leaves, there's an imprint of something. And this one, they needed somebody to work safety just to be there, even though he could have done it quite well without me. And then there was these two news reporters, and this chick is one of them. Oh, I remember this girl. She was hot. She was, we're on 2 o'clock Falls, I believe. She is a doctor. Hard to believe, as young as she looks. She finished medical school. Was one of those overachievers. The kind you hate, right? Anyhow, she's figuring it out, and they're I got her and another guy, and what we're doing is they're doing their first multi-pitch lead. I'm just soloing along beside them and figuring out, helping them figure out their systems. Not for sale. Oh, this is Avon's archery classes. This is where she went to camp for a couple of years, summer camp. Spent a lot of time. She's done a lot of horseback riding, that girl, for her age. She loves horses. Juna, her used to be friend, turned on her. Eamon's never been great for making friends. This is all run by a Métis group, actually. The Painted Arrow. This lady here is the one that runs it, I believe. And then she's got these kids helpers. Uh, Quite successful, though. And they have a wide variety of things from harvesting plants, which ones you can harvest, which ones you can't. Archery, horseback riding, and a whole bunch of craft stuff, like just nature, everything from how to make a fire to you name it. And then at the end of the thing, they get to paint the horses. So they got all this paint and they paint it with their hands and draw the horses. I don't know if the freaking horses like that or not, but that's what they do. Awesome. And then from there, we went to the West Coast. Now we're on a boat up these channels to get to the Broken Island group to go sea kayaking. And there's Avon. Kid's got quite the life, eh? Like freaking ski touring, rock climbing, sea kayaking, canoeing, paddling, whitewater kayaking, horseback riding, ice climbing. And those are just the ones I can think of off the top of my head. And she does them all really well. Now she's 14. Back there, she was like 10 or something. So come back. You want to come back? You want to come back as a Banff kid. You guys all grew up with Avon, eh? If you've been watching this show from the very beginning, this channel, you'll know that she started out at the very beginning. She was like 6 months old in Spain when she made her first appearance. So you'd have to go way, 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 way back, and for the videos that we did in Spain. And then she was the first one I think appeared on a crag somewhere. Then there's other ones where she's like, because we'd go rock climbing, one of us would belay, and she would be on the back of thing, whatever backpack that carries kids, and so we could belay, and the other one could climb, and Avon would live in the backpack. And then we had a jolly jumper and things like that. And yeah, so she comes by it honestly. Here they're digging. This is a site they're digging up, and it's a mound of some place where these are all Parks Canada employees. This person here and a bunch. This lady here. This guy is I don't know if he's an Indigenous elder or consultant or something, but yeah, the kids kind of found that was interesting, and they're just doing some archaeological digs here. 5,000 years, eh? The West Coast. It's a pittance compared to this region here, which goes beyond 11,000 years, simply because the ice corridor on the eastern side of the Rockies was the first to melt out. Anyhow, I gotta go. I gotta go start my day. I gotta give Avon a hand with her homework. Much fun as she has, she is terrible at getting her homework done. So that's where I come in, I guess. Um, anyhow, guys, we will end this stream here. Any questions? Anybody? Like, why is the sky blue? I get that one a lot. Um, how many sips in a bottle of wine? I get that one a lot. Get that one a lot. Oh, God. I want to start my day. All these days are running together, man. They are running together. April. So, like I said, skiing is going to be done for you guys, you ski tours, in a couple of days when the freezing temps in the Banff Rockies region rise to 2,600 meters. For a number of days, that is going to disintegrate. That's the ski quality. Um, Yesterday was pretty amazing, though, in the Lake Louise regions on all aspects, too. Now, I mean, that's the southern aspects had a crust, but, and you could punch through to it, but it was like, 25, 30 centimeters on top of that hard packed crust. And so it was pretty good. It was staying in place and it wasn't too hard. Once in a while you would hit the snow, but no, it wasn't anything major. And then on the north aspects, which we skied mostly that yesterday, was freaking awesome. Oh my God. It was like top to bottom, bottomless pow, right? A good supportive, like it was good enough so you're not sinking up to your waist or up to your, probably mid thigh or mid up to your knees sort of thing, maybe a little deeper in places, but um, it was phenomenal top to bottom. And then we got out of there, went for lunch, and then did another run on Pipestone. Dropped into that, and then came home. Didn't smoke a bowl, like it was a high school kegger. Oh yeah, and once again, you guys, where the accident happened. This is a trail, eh? Goes up. This is Mount Fairview. There's a trail for Fairview in the summer. That's the summer trail. The ski track goes in through here, normally drops off this pass. These kids went back into here and then came up this bowl, worked up into through here. This is all unsupported in here too, eh? But where it failed, up in here, it was up in here, yeah. It was like wind blasted, probably good potential that it was a sun crust and very shallow, like 40 centimeters, which is, you got 2.5 meters snowpack here, probably a meter and a half here, and then just as it exposes to the wind, it might even be deeper here because of the windward drop here. But yeah, it's ugly though. It was pretty damn aggressive. I was looking at that. It's like, boy, I would have to be 24 for me to do something like that, like just that aggressive. But the older you get, the more value you put on life, I think. At least I do. I think I do. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Um, Yeah, so there you go. There's a better view of it, guys. So it kind of slid in here, took the guy down. He went over these cliff bands. These cliffs are steeper than they look here. And the one fellow rolled out of it, self-arrested, didn't get caught up, saw a bunch of debris, searched it, didn't see his buddy. Somehow managed to change over from in 15 minutes, he was down to here. Found the debris, searched it, and then dug up his friend. And his friend was dead, unfortunately. There was a set of guides. They were right over here in this section. And they came over and assisted. By the time Parks Canada showed up, they had dug out a helipad and had cleared the guy from the debris, so a place where the chopper could pick up. And then away they went. So, once again, very unfortunate. Hopefully, we don't have to talk about that kind of stuff anymore. Those red dots, however, on where's my with Avalanche Canada are showing up more and more and more. Incidents are happening. These black with red dots are a fatality. And as you can see, more of these fatalities, another fatality. West Coast has got some. West Coast has also got some incident burials or involvements. Partly buried, normal breathing. One person involved, planar shear. So there's one. Um, yeah, fatality. Another incident involvement, a Whistler. Total in group 2, one caught. Terrain trapped, gully deep depressions. And this is where it came out. Look at that, even in those trees, eh? You would sometimes think those trees would anchor, but they didn't in this case. You can see a track coming in here. Right, what does that crown look like to you? About 60 or so? What's the debris? Probably 1.5. Still, you get pushed through these trees, and it probably wouldn't be that much fun. So not a huge avalanche, but it certainly has, if it's there, it's over here. It has potential for it to be a lot worse than it is. Hmm. Well, those sort of problems are going to cease here in our neighborhood fairly soon, eh? As soon as the thing quits, the snow quits. Anyway, guys, I'm going. I got to go to work. I got to go help Avon do her thing. You guys have a great day. I'll talk to you on Wednesday. I'll try and put something together. Let's do something on something, right? Let's do something on the season. I'll drive around. I'll take a look at a few climbing areas, some rock climbing areas and stuff, and we'll see what's coming into shape. Where we can go first, and the first routes that are going to be open, the first multi-pitch routes that are going to be open. With these warmer temps, well, we're still going to get a lot of water for a while, but um, hopefully, these plus 10, plus 15 degree temperatures will diminish the amount of snowpack and dry things up a little bit. So until then, we'll talk to you guys Wednesday, and you all have a great day. And I'll have a great day, and you stay safe out there, and I'll stay safe in here. I'll keep my alcohol consumption down to a bottle a day. That should keep me safe because I won't go anywhere. And that's about all we got. Later, dudes. Gotta go. Yo, Joe gotta go.